Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. Welcome, or indeed welcome back to the channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe because today we've got Empties. Yeah, it was getting to the point where I keep my box of Empties in the middle part of my wardrobe, I was struggling to put stuff in and then shove it back where it was. So I thought, I need to film an Empties because basically if I left it any longer than this, which usually works out to be every 4 or 5 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, then this video is just going to be huge. So it seems to be that whenever I fill this sized box up, which was from eSalon, I think it was, that is quite a nice amount to talk about, but I know that there's a huge amount in here because I feel like I've been putting a lot in there. So without further ado, let's have a talk about what I've been getting through since my last Empties video and what I've thought about it all. First things first, this Empties box smells amazing because for the first time, and I don't know why I've not done this before, we've got Lush packaging from Lush baths that I have been having, because I do have Lush baths and I'm definitely having more now that it's got a bit cooler, but I just wasn't putting the packaging in there after I'd used the product. I have no idea why, so I am going to start doing that now. So I may as well grab this, which is sitting on top, and this was Lush Man in the Moon Bubble Bar. This is one of the new Christmas items for this year. I showed it in my Lush haul that I did recently, where I also went to the blogger event. Oh, it smells so nice. It was a really, really nice bubble bar. It did 2 baths easily. I think if you had a bath that was smaller than mine, because mine seems massive, then I think you would have got even more baths out of it. So it created the most amazing kind of neon yellowy green coloured bath water with mountains and mountains of bubbles. It was also a really cute design as well, based on that film that I can't remember the title of again. Is it A Voyage to the Moon or something? I can't remember. But that iconic film that I just can't remember the title of right now, and the design was just really cute. So I really liked it. In terms of scent, it is a nice scent. It's a very soft scent, which is actually really hard to describe. I'm not sure if they've got anything on here about what it actually is scent-wise. I can see it mentioning citrus, and there is definitely a citrusiness in there, but it's a very soft, delicate citrus. So that one was really nice, and I would happily pick that one up again. Next up, I have this face wash from Omorovicza, and it was their cleansing foam, although I have a funny feeling it might have had extra wording on there, but I've actually cut the top off because I wanted to get as much product as possible. Not necessarily because I really liked it, but this stuff is expensive and I did actually buy this with my own money, and I just wanted to get as much of that money to stretch as far as possible really, because when I cut the top off there was tons of product left in there. The reason why I picked this up is I was doing an order with Cult Beauty, Space NK? No, Space NK recently, when they did the £15 off a £60 spend, I think it was. And I was kind of irritatingly close to spending the threshold to get the money off. So I just put this in my basket basically. If you weren't aware, on Space NK's website, they've got a travel section, and I didn't even know it was on there, and I trawl Space NK far too much, and the travel section has basically got travel size products of lots of amazing goodies that perhaps the full price of you'd be a little bit like, there's no way I'm paying that on an experiment. However, picking up the travel size I'd probably feel happier about, and that's why I picked this one up. It was just one of those random, that'll do, it's the right price for what I need to get my basket to total to the right amount before I can use that code. I think this might have been £12 and it was 30ml in here, but we know that Omorovicza is quite a luxe brand anyway. So this was their cleansing foam, and I was really intrigued by this. It had a strange texture to it in so much that it was kind of slightly gritty, but not gritty to the point that made it feel as though it was an exfoliator, because when you start rubbing it into your skin, it just kind of melted away, and it almost had like a salty quality to it in the scent as well. it's got a really nice kind of fresh, salty vibe to it, and it really reminds me of a Lush product that I can't remember the name of, but it's the salt scrub. I'm not even sure if they sell it anymore. If you know the one that I mean, you just grab a scoopful of it and then just throw it all over your body and you end up all nice and exfoliated, and the smell is kind of reminding me of that. So I'm not 100% sure what was in here to make it smell like that, but when you're actually using it, and of course it is a foaming cleanser, and I keep telling myself we need to back away from the foaming cleansers, but I think I'm a bit addicted to the foaming cleansers. But this one was a pleasure to use at the time. However, it really dried my skin out, so I'm not going to be using this one again. I think it did market itself as being quite good for oily skinned people, but for me it was just too much. It was nice to use at the time, it was a nice cleansing experience, but I wouldn't pick this up again. I mean, I wouldn't buy the full size anyway because that is going to be quite pricey, but I wouldn't want to use it again just purely because of how much it dried my skin out and left my skin feeling quite tight and uncomfortable. Next, I have this shower gel here from Dr. Salt's, and this is the Dead Sea Bath and Shower Gel, and it's the relaxing one, which smells like roses. And I love this stuff so much, to the point that I do actually have two backups. As soon as I realised I liked this, I picked up another one whilst it was still on offer, because I think full price this is hovering around £6 and you get 350ml in here, so it is a bit more on the kind of pricey end of things. But Waitrose at the moment have got a third off it, I think. So I did a food shop the other day and I picked some more of this up because I just really like it. This shower gel has been such an amazing discovery. Not only is the scent just lovely, it's a really soft, sweet, kind of sugary rose that makes you think of Turkish delight. So if that description doesn't do it for you, and I know there's probably going to be a good handful of you watching this thinking, that does not do it for me, then of course you're not going to like this. But for those of you who like those kind of scents, and I am definitely one of those people, obviously, this is just delicious. It's so yummy. And in terms of the texture of the shower gel itself, it is a clear shower gel, but it just does lovely things to my skin. I don't know what it is about it. I just think this is almost perfection. It's so close to being the perfect shower gel for me. I love the scent. I love how it makes my skin feel, not just whilst using it, but afterwards as well. It doesn't dry my skin out. It foams really nicely. It's quite thick as well, which I like in a shower gel. I just really like it, and I didn't even know it existed until just randomly spotting it recently. So if any of that sounds like it might float your boat, then check it out, because I really like this and I'm quite tempted to pick up a few and try my best to actually not cling on to them and give them to people for gifts for Christmas, because it is a bit of a random one. It looks almost like something you would get prescribed or something. It's got that kind of non-gift look about it, but it's actually a really nice shower gel, so really like it. Next I have this toner from Veda. This is the Sandalwood and Botanics Soothing Hydrating Toner, and to be fair, it got to the point where I had about a quarter of it left and I just kind of forgot about it, because I was using instead Liz Earle's toner that they do, because I just really liked it. And then when my bottle of that ran out, I thought I really should use this one up first, because I do want to reorder the Liz Earle one, but I really need to use this first. And I really liked this toner when I first started using it, but having used the Liz Earle one and then going back to this, I realised actually don't really like this one. It's one that leaves a little bit of a residue on the skin, which I didn't think it did, but it does, especially when you compare it to the Liz Earle one, which doesn't really leave anything on the skin at all. But this just kind of left a slight stickiness, which I just didn't really like, and I'm not going to be picking this one up again, just mainly because I much prefer the Liz Earle one, which is probably mil for mil about the same price. I'm not sure actually. I will probably put something on screen just to confirm whether I'm talking rubbish or not, but I am actually kind of curious just to see what the price difference is. There's 150ml in here, and I think the Earle one is somewhere around 150 to 200, and that's £15, I think, isn't it? So, not sure. I will stop guessing and I will just wait until I edit later and I'll put something on screen just to confirm. But yeah, wouldn't get this one again. I did really enjoy it for a time, but when you find something better and then you end up going back to it, you actually realise it's not that great after all. Next I have another Lush little packet here, and this was from the Bewitched Bubble Bar, which was the one that looked like a cat, so it was the Halloween one, and this one was really nice. I'm not sure if you can still pick it up. I don't know whether they've got rid of all the Halloween stuff yet, but I would definitely pick this one up. It created, again, your usual kind of bubble mountain that comes to be expected from a Lush bubble bar, but the bath water went a kind of charcoaly black colour, which I personally thought was quite cool, and the scent of it was just really nice, and it reminds me a lot of the scent of those little strawberry mushroom bubble bars they did, and that was based on an existing product of theirs, and I can't think what it is. Was it a shampoo or a conditioner that has that strawberry scent in it? Oh, I can't remember. I don't know if these products even exist anymore. I don't think they probably do. I'm talking about Lush Ancient History, but I know that this isn't supposed to be strawberry. I think, was it blackberry or something? I was surprised when I looked it up online because it smells exactly like those little strawberry mushrooms that they did. It might have even been for Mother's Day or something a few years ago. But yeah, really lovely. I would definitely get that one again if I actually can. Normally, when I do my empties videos, I like to get the boring stuff out of the way first, and what I mean by that is the repeat products. But I think I've actually only got one repeat in terms of what I would usually have in my empties videos, and it's this from Radox, which is their Muscle Soak, and it's the original herbal bath salts with thyme. There's 400 grams in here, and I was absolutely flying through this stuff before I went and used a few Lush things from what I picked up recently from that haul. So I've actually only got one of these, whereas I think last month, did I have like 3 or something? But this stuff is lovely. It's so affordable. This costs about £1 for this whole thing. So if you really want to, you can chuck the whole lot in your bath and have a fabulous time. And I have been so close to doing that ever since they changed the opening, and it's got no plastic in there, so it just free flows out, and before you even realise, you're like, oh my god, I've just actually gone and dumped the whole container in my bath. But then I remind myself it's only £1 and it's not really that big of a deal when you compare it to Lush prices. But I really like this. It makes the bath water slightly bubbly, which is curious, but slightly bubbly, and slippery, which I also quite like because that makes your skin feel really moisturised. This particular one is blue, so obviously the bath water goes blue. And it just smells so damn good. And I know that there's at least 2 of us now because we've had a conversation in the comments and we want more of a range of this, please, Radox. So can you come out with some more scents, please? Because we love the bath salts. Just some more variety would be fabulous. You know how I was raving about the Earle toner a moment ago? That's what I have next. So I kind of feel like I have probably covered this a little bit in terms of the fact that I do really like it. There's actually 200ml in here, so I am extra curious now about how the price of this compares to the Veda stuff, because Veda is not expensive, but it's not your kind of average drugstore price. So hopefully this actually works out more affordable, because that would just make me feel even better. But this is their Instant Boost Skin Tonic and I love it. And since using this one, I've already got 2. I've got one backup and one that I'm using at the moment because I don't think I'm ever going to want to be without this. It's unbelievably gentle feeling on the skin. It's very refreshing. It feels really nice to use. It's a complete pleasure. And just from a personal point of view, you may remember me mentioning this a few videos ago when I talked about this. The scent of it reminds me so much of my grandmother. I don't know whether it's because of the skincare stuff that she was using or something, so it's got that whole kind of personal vibe thing going on as well. Plus, I really appreciate the packaging and the fact that you can twist it up and then just dump out however much you want through the little nozzle and then screw it back down again. So it makes it brilliant for travelling with and just makes it very clean. The only thing I don't like about it from that point of view, I think it's a great innovation in terms of the packaging, and it is really well made packaging. I just wish more people would actually sell refills for things, so you could take the top off and just pop a refill in instead, because I did try and take this top off to reuse this packaging because I think the packaging is really good and I can't take the top off, so it's so frustrating. I don't know if there's a funny way to do it. It's probably because of this little mechanism thing here, but that's the only criticism I would have. But to be fair, I think a lot of companies could do more in that respect. So really, really love this toner, and it's the one to beat at the moment. Next, I have this little sample size of Monsieur Big from Lancome, which was their mascara that they recently came out with. And I really, really liked this mascara. It's always weird when you use these little ones because obviously they're not very long to be able to apply it. But as far as I'm aware, the actual bristles themselves are the same as what you would have on the full size. And I really enjoyed this mascara, and I'm very tempted to pick up the full size, although I would like to try it in waterproof because this did smudge on me a little bit. But in terms of what it does for my lashes, I really, really liked it. It was very quick, effortless, length and volume, looked really, really good, as the name would suggest, you know, quite big and bold, but not too far that it looks a little bit crazy. But really, really liked this one. The only thing that would stop me, I suppose, from picking up the full size is the fact that there are so many mascaras out there, and I still have a ton in my bedroom that need to be worked through and tried, including some unbelievably affordable ones that a lot of beauty bloggers and things rave about. So I've got a few to get through just to see if there's anything better out there, but I would certainly be tempted to pick the full size of this one up. Next, I have got this whole regime here of different hair care products from Boucleme. I've got the conditioner, the hydrating hair cleanser, and the curl cleanser. So both of these are cleansers. One of them, I think it was this one, the curl cleanser, is the no poo version, so it's a bit like a conditioner. And then this one was a very low lathering one. So this one was more of your typical shampoo, but it was just a very low lathering one. And then of course the conditioner to go along with it. And Boucleme did actually send me a couple of these products. I can't remember which ones they did. And then there was also a sale that they had a little while ago where I picked up another couple of products because I just basically wanted to try as many as possible. It's a super, super popular brand within the curly haired community, and I absolutely love their curl gel. I think that stuff is fabulous, and that product is actually my current curly hair gel product to beat, so I'm not sure if I'm going to find anything that betters it, but I really, really like that gel. In terms of the hair care stuff itself, I didn't really like it, to be honest with you, and there's a few different reasons for that. The products themselves didn't seem to last very long. I seem to fly through these bottles, and there's 300 ml in each of these, so it's not like they're exactly small or anything. In terms of the products individually, the sort of low poo, low lathering shampoo I really didn't like. It took my hair a long time to get used to this and what on earth was going on. I tended to only use this if I had not so much a ton of product buildup, because I don't really suffer from that, but if I felt like I had a lot of stuff to wash out of my hair, then I reached for this because it did have that low level of lather to it, which does help make your hair feel as though you're cleaning it a bit better and more efficiently. But my hair really hated this for about 3/4 of the bottle, which was pretty shocking because, you know, that's going to take a little while to get to that point of usage, and it took such a long time for my hair to get on board with it. When eventually it did, my hair did actually seem to quite like it, but by that point I'd already thought, I just want to try something else now. And then the co-wash to go along with that, obviously this is just like kind of putting conditioner in your hair, but there is a cleansing property to it. I am now comparing every kind of product like this to New Wash. I can't help it, that's just what you do when you find something amazing. You just compare everything else to it, and this just did not live up to New Wash at all. I much prefer New Wash, and I think I mentioned in a video at some point that I have actually ordered some more. It's now arrived, it's tucked in the wardrobe, waiting patiently to be used because I've still got some other stuff to get through. But yeah, it was okay. I used this on the days where I wasn't using the low poo stuff, and it did an okay job, but I just wasn't all that impressed in terms of what it did for my hair. And then in terms of the conditioner itself, I mean, that was perfectly nice. It was okay, but it just didn't wow me. And maybe it's because I read a lot of stuff within the curly head community that perhaps my expectations were a lot higher. I'm not sure, because this isn't like it's a crazy expensive brand or anything. But then, like I said, I did fly through this stuff, and I think all 3 of these only lasted me, I think it was about 5 weeks or something. So it probably would work out to be very expensive if I was to switch over to this, if I really did love it. So you would have to really, really love something if it was going to cost that much. But like with most things in life, we're not all going to like the same things, and unfortunately the Boucleme hair care range just didn't really do it for me. Speaking about hair care, and I do very rarely include samples in these videos because I'm aware of the fact that I've not been able to use them for a very long time, but I just really quickly wanted to mention these products that I used from Mane and Tail. Now, I know that a lot of people have been going nuts for Mane and Tail stuff. It's unbelievably affordable. The full-size bottles are quite big as well. I think a bottle of shampoo is about £6 or £7 or something, which really is fantastically affordable. So I picked up a few samples from Feel Unique's Pick and Mix service, and I tried the olive oil complex one with Herbal Essentials, and then the Colour Protect one. And you know what? I actually really quite liked this shampoo and conditioner. It definitely felt super moisturising on my hair. Both of them did, regardless of what range it was. I've not tried the original one, but like I said, I hear great things about Mane and Tail just in general, so I'd imagine they're all quite similar. But this stuff felt lovely on the hair, and if it wasn't for the fact that I really wanted to go back to New Wash again, then I would be quite tempted to do a trial of a few months of just using this, just to see if there was a bit of a honeymoon period and whether my hair just didn't like it anymore or something. If anyone watching this uses this stuff regularly, let me know in the comments what it's done for your hair, because I'm so curious about it. But certainly from a sort of sample packet point of view, which lasted me maybe a week or so, I actually really quite liked it. Another sample I wanted to quickly mention is this one from Fresh, and this was their Sugar Face Polish. This was included in my recent lip balm purchase where you can choose a sample, and this stuff is fabulous. I think this was literally just one use, but this is probably one of the nicest exfoliators I've ever used, and the reason for that is twofold, I suppose. Well, no, threefold, I suppose, really. When you're putting it on the skin, it's got obviously quite a lot of sugar in there, but sugar melts, so you get that initial scrubbiness, but then it just kind of dissolves into something else that's just fabulous. It feels amazing on the skin. It reminds me of a product I think the Sanctuary came out with quite a while ago. I might have got it as part of a Christmas gift pack, and it was really similar to this. It was like a brown sugar kind of body scrub, and that did the same thing. It was initially quite scrubby, but not too much, and then it just kind of melted into this kind of thick, oily gorgeousness that just made your skin feel amazing. Well, this is the face equivalent of that, and because it's Fresh, it's going to be even better than probably the Sanctuary, because this is a fairly pricey brand as well, and the full size of this is probably not going to be in my hands anytime soon, but it was an absolute pleasure to use, and I'll be looking out for more samples of this in the future because it was just gorgeous. Next up, and we're nearly done, which is great because I am rapidly losing the light and it's totally throwing the white balance on my camera. I do need to invest in some lighting at some point. That would really, really help. I have these two products from Lush, and I've got the Christmas Eve Bubble Bar and the Comforter Bubble Bar. and I just love these. Just to quickly talk about the Comforter one first, this is just an amazing Lush staple for me. I will buy this again and again and again, and if they discontinue this, I will be extremely sad. You can easily get 2, if not 3, if not possibly 4 baths out of this. It's the most yummy kind of sparkling, lemony, blackcurranty scent, which gives you, again, mountains of bubbles, but the most beautiful kind of pinky purpley bath. It's been a favourite of mine for the longest time, and as the title says, it just gives you this comforting kind of bath hug of loveliness. So if you are new to Lush, and I know that there's a few of you who watched my other video who weren't sure if Lush was available in your country, and the chances are pretty high that it is, I would definitely recommend this if you're a bath person, because it's just fabulous and it's been a popular product of theirs for a long time. So that's the Comforter bubble bar. The other bubble bar I quickly mentioned was the Christmas Eve one, so this is obviously one of their limited Christmas edition products. This did come out quite a few years ago. I don't know whether it disappeared for a while, but it's back again this year, and this is another really nice one. They've changed up the design a little bit. I really like the design this year. It's blue and yellow, so it does make your bath water very blue. There's not enough yellow there to kind of make it green, but it's unbelievably relaxing. The scent, oh, it just is the loveliest bubble bar to use on Christmas Eve, obviously not just because of the name, but because it's such a relaxing one. It really calms you down, but it's not your typical relaxing scent that you would expect. It's not lavendery at all or anything. It's just really nice. And just having a quick look at the ingredients on the back here, I can see that there is jasmine in there and ylang ylang, so it's more of a floral relaxing scent in that sense than your typical kind of lavender sort of relaxing scent. So really like this one, and I will definitely be getting another one of these before Christmas. And now the last product I've got to mention here is this face wash from Tarte. This is from their Rainforest of the Sea collection, and this is the Deep Dive Cleansing Gel. I picked this up quite some time ago when I did a little bit of a haul with Tarte. I think they had a sale a while back, and this was in one of the skincare sets that they had. And I was a bit dubious, thinking, Tarte skincare, I'd not tried anything Tarte skincare-y before, but I actually really quite liked this cleansing gel. It was very gentle, did not dry my skin out at all. It's completely colourless, there's very little scent to it. So if you've got sensitive skin, this could actually be quite a good one, because I don't remember it irritating my skin at all. And I quite happily used all of this, and it did last quite a long time as well, because there is actually only 50 ml in here, so it's not like it was exactly the biggest thing in the world, but it did last quite a while. So I would certainly be tempted to get this one again if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to wean myself away from a foaming cleanser, because I know that they're not really that great for your skin. But there's just something about them, particularly with a morning cleanse, there's something about a morning cleanse where I just want to reach for this kind of thing. So very happy to have tried this, and my skin actually really quite liked it. And that's it. That's all of my empties done, and I'm glad I'm finished, because like I said, it's getting darker and darker by the second. I really need to be filming in the mornings, but unfortunately today the only time I had was to film in the late afternoon. So there you have it. I hope that the colour of this video hasn't been too horrible to stare at, or at the very least if I've managed to correct it a little bit in editing. So that is it. Like I said, let me know what you guys have been using. Have you used anything up this month? What did you think of it? Have you used something up that you really hated and it was a real chore to get through? Or did you use something up and you're actually really sad about having used it up and you want to go run out and buy a replacement for it straight away? Let me know in the comments, because I love hearing about the stuff that you've been experimenting with. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up down below, because it does really help support my channel. And if you are new and would like to subscribe to see more content like this from me in the future, I will pop a button just here so you can click it and get notified of new content as and when it gets uploaded. And if you've not seen my last video, I will pop a link to that one just up here so you can click it and check that one out too. Anyway, I hope you're all really well and I will see you again soon. Bye!